Imagine this. You've spent your whole life believing that vegetables are always good for you. After all, doctors and nutritionists repeat it like a mantra: eat more veggies. But what if I told you that for seniors, certain vegetables can actually do more harm than good? Yes, you heard that right. Some vegetables that look perfectly healthy on the surface might silently be triggering your blood sugar spikes, worsening joint pain, or even straining your kidneys. Surprising, isn't it? Now, before you panic and swear off vegetables altogether, let me share the good news. Not all veggies are bad. In fact, while there are 3 specific vegetables seniors should avoid or eat with extreme caution, there are also 3 powerhouse vegetables that you absolutely must include in your daily meals if you want to protect your heart, sharpen your memory, keep your bones strong, and live longer with energy and independence. You see, as we age, our bodies don't process food the way they used to. A vegetable that may have been harmless or even beneficial in your 20s or 30s could become problematic in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. That's because your digestive system slows down, your metabolism changes, and your organs, especially your kidneys and liver, don't work at peak performance anymore. And here's the catch: seniors are often told to eat more vegetables, without being told which ones to avoid and which ones to prioritize. That lack of clarity can make all the difference between thriving and struggling with constant fatigue or nagging health issues. In today's video, I'm going to break it down for you in a way that's simple, clear, and actionable. You'll discover the 3 vegetables you should never touch as a senior, and I'll explain exactly why they can be harmful to your body. But I won't stop there. I'll also reveal the 3 vegetables you must eat because they act almost like natural medicine, helping to balance your blood pressure, protect your eyesight, fight inflammation, and boost your overall vitality. And here's the best part: you don't need expensive supplements, fancy pills, or complicated diets. These are everyday vegetables you can find at your local market or grocery store. The only thing you need is the right knowledge, and that's exactly what you're about to get. So, if you care about your health, or you're worried about a parent, grandparent, or senior loved one in your life, stay with me until the very end of this video. Because missing even one of these vegetables, whether it's avoiding the wrong one or adding the right one, could make a huge difference in your quality of life. Get ready, because what I'm about to share may challenge some of the healthy eating advice you've believed your entire life. Let's dive in. As we grow older, one of the biggest mistakes many people make is thinking that what worked in their younger years will continue to work in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. But the truth is, the body changes dramatically with age, and those changes directly affect how food impacts your health. That's why nutrition becomes even more important as we get older, and also why some foods that seem healthy might not be the right choice anymore. Let's start with the basics. By the time you reach your senior years, your metabolism naturally slows down. This means your body burns fewer calories, but at the same time, it still needs a steady supply of essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Eating the wrong vegetables, especially those high in starch or hard to digest, can overload your system with calories or sugars you don't need, while depriving you of the nutrients your body desperately requires. Another key factor is digestion. Seniors often face issues like reduced stomach acid, slower gut motility, and weaker intestinal muscles. This makes it harder to break down certain foods, particularly fibrous or gas-producing vegetables. While fiber is important, too much of the wrong kind of fiber can lead to bloating, gas, constipation, or discomfort, issues that younger people might shrug off but that can become very uncomfortable or even risky for seniors. And then, let's talk about chronic conditions. By the time someone enters their senior years, it's common to face challenges like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, kidney problems, arthritis, or even memory decline. Every one of these conditions is directly influenced by diet. For example, certain vegetables with a high glycemic index can spike blood sugar quickly, which is dangerous for diabetics. Others may be high in potassium or oxalates, which can stress weak kidneys. Still others may cause inflammation, worsening joint pain and stiffness. On the flip side, the right vegetables can act like natural medicine. They're packed with nutrients that fight free radicals, reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and support the immune system. Imagine eating a simple vegetable that helps you maintain sharper memory, keeps your bones stronger, lowers your cholesterol, and even protects your eyes from age-related decline. That's the power of smart nutrition. It's also worth noting that seniors often eat less overall. Appetite decreases with age, taste buds may become less sensitive, and chewing or swallowing might be more difficult. That means every single bite counts. If you're only eating smaller portions, you need to make sure that what you do eat is absolutely packed with nutrients, not empty calories or harmful substances. Choosing the wrong vegetables wastes precious space in your diet that could be filled with something much more beneficial. Hydration also ties into this. Many seniors don't drink enough water, which can lead to dehydration, kidney strain, and constipation. Certain vegetables, like watery, nutrient-rich ones, can actually help keep hydration levels balanced. Others, however, may contain compounds that contribute to fluid retention, bloating, or stress on the kidneys. Again, this is why choosing the right vegetables is such a critical piece of the puzzle. Now let's bring this back to the everyday senior lifestyle. Think about your goals as you age. Do you want stronger bones so you can stay independent and avoid fractures? Do you want a sharper mind so you can remember names, faces, and stories with ease? Do you want a healthier heart so you can stay active and spend time with loved ones without constant fatigue? All of these goals connect directly to the nutrients you put on your plate. The vegetables you eat every day either move you closer to those goals or slowly take you further away from them. This is why you can't afford to eat blindly, just assuming that all vegetables are good for you. Instead, you need to be strategic. You need to know which vegetables your body can't handle anymore and which vegetables will give you the maximum health benefits in your senior years. And here's something else many people overlook: medications. Seniors are often prescribed multiple medications for different health conditions. But did you know that certain vegetables can actually interact with medications, making them less effective or even causing harmful side effects? For example, leafy greens high in vitamin K can interfere with blood-thinning medications. High potassium vegetables can conflict with drugs for heart or kidney disease. This doesn't mean you should avoid all these vegetables, but it does mean you need to be more selective and mindful. At this point, you might be wondering, so, which vegetables should I avoid? Which ones are secretly causing harm? And which ones are powerful enough to act like medicine? That's exactly what we're about to uncover. In just a moment, I'll reveal the 3 vegetables seniors should never touch, vegetables that are commonly eaten but can quietly damage your health as you age. Then we'll move on to the 3 vegetables you must eat, the ones that can protect your body, boost your energy, and help you feel years younger. But before we dive into the list, I want you to remember this. Nutrition isn't about perfection or fear. It's about making smarter choices, one meal at a time. If you've been eating the wrong vegetables, don't feel guilty. Most people have. What matters is that now you'll have the knowledge to make better decisions moving forward. So, with that mindset, let's jump into the first big reveal: the vegetables seniors should avoid. And trust me, the first one will shock you. Let's start with the very first vegetable that seniors should think twice about eating: white potatoes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Potatoes are a staple in almost every kitchen. Mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, French fries, potato soup, they're comfort foods that many of us grew up with. They feel harmless, even nourishing. But here's the hidden truth. For seniors, white potatoes can be one of the most dangerous vegetables on your plate. It all comes down to one word: starch. White potatoes are extremely high in starch, which means they're quickly broken down into sugar in your body. This causes something called a blood sugar spike. If you're young and active, your body may handle these spikes fairly well. But for seniors, especially those with diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance, these spikes are harmful. They strain the pancreas, increase the risk of energy crashes, and make it harder to manage blood sugar levels. Over time, this contributes to complications like nerve damage, kidney issues, and even vision loss. Another problem with white potatoes is their glycemic index, a measure of how fast a food raises blood sugar. Potatoes have a glycemic index that's even higher than table sugar. Think about that for a moment. A spoonful of sugar and a plate of mashed potatoes may not be as different as you once thought when it comes to blood sugar. But it's not just about sugar. Potatoes are also low in essential nutrients compared to other vegetables. Yes, they have some vitamin C and potassium, but they're missing the powerhouse antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds found in leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, or colorful produce. In other words, they give you a lot of calories and starch, but not much in the way of long-term protection. And let's be honest, most people don't eat potatoes plain. They're often fried in oil, loaded with butter, or drowned in salt. For seniors struggling with high blood pressure, cholesterol, or heart disease, that's a recipe for disaster. High salt intake can cause dangerous spikes in blood pressure, while fried oils add unhealthy fats that clog arteries and increase the risk of heart attacks or strokes. You might also be surprised to know that potatoes belong to the nightshade family of vegetables. For many seniors with arthritis or joint pain, nightshades can trigger inflammation and worsen symptoms. Not everyone reacts this way, but if you've noticed your joints aching after a big serving of potatoes or even tomato-based dishes, nightshades could be the culprit. Now, I'm not saying you can never touch a potato again. Moderation is key. But here's the smart swap. Instead of white potatoes, try sweet potatoes or cauliflower. Sweet potatoes are still starchy, but they have a lower glycemic index, more fiber, and are rich in beta-carotene, which supports eye health and boosts immunity. Cauliflower, on the other hand, is a low-carb, nutrient-rich alternative that can be mashed, roasted, or even turned into rice. These swaps give you the comfort of a starchy dish without the same level of harm. So, the next time you're planning a meal, remember this: potatoes might look innocent, but for seniors, they can be a hidden health trap. By making smarter swaps, you can protect your blood sugar, your heart, and your joints, and still enjoy delicious, satisfying meals. And trust me, the next vegetable on our never touch list is just as surprising, maybe even more so, because it's one that many seniors believe is one of the healthiest choices. But when you hear the truth, you'll understand why it may not belong on your plate anymore. The second vegetable on our list is one that often surprises people: corn. Corn is everywhere. It shows up on our dinner plates as corn on the cob, in soups, in salads, and even ground into cornbread, tortillas, and snacks. It's often marketed as a vegetable, but here's the shocking truth: corn behaves much more like a starch or grain than a true vegetable, and that makes it a risky choice for seniors. First, corn is very high in carbohydrates, and like potatoes, it can cause sharp blood sugar spikes. For seniors dealing with diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance, eating corn regularly can make blood sugar management much harder. Unlike non-starchy vegetables such as broccoli or spinach, corn doesn't provide the same balance of low calories and high nutrients. Instead, it delivers a large dose of starch that turns to sugar very quickly once digested. But that's only part of the story. Another issue with corn is that it's low in essential nutrients compared to other vegetables. Sure, it contains some fiber and small amounts of vitamins, but it doesn't come close to the nutrient density of leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, or brightly colored produce. Essentially, every time you choose corn, you're filling your stomach with something that provides less protective value than other vegetables could. And because seniors often have smaller appetites, this trade-off matters a lot. There's also the issue of digestibility. Many seniors notice that when they eat corn, it often passes through the digestive system without fully breaking down. This is because corn contains a tough outer shell made of cellulose, a type of fiber that the human body simply cannot digest. For seniors with slower digestion or weaker intestinal muscles, eating corn can lead to bloating, gas, and discomfort. But here's where it gets even more concerning. Most corn available today is genetically modified, GMO, and heavily treated with pesticides. While the debate about GMOs continues, studies suggest that pesticide residues may have harmful effects on gut health, immunity, and even hormone balance. Seniors, whose immune systems may already be weaker, are especially vulnerable to these potential risks. And let's not forget about how corn is usually served. Very few people eat corn plain. It's often slathered with butter and salt, or hidden inside processed foods like chips, cereals, and sweeteners such as high-fructose corn syrup. That last one is especially dangerous. High-fructose corn syrup has been linked to obesity, fatty liver disease, and increased risk of heart problems. So, even if you think you're just eating a little bit of corn, you might actually be consuming it in multiple hidden forms every day. Now, does this mean seniors should never eat corn again? Not necessarily. A small portion once in a while, especially organic corn, won't ruin your health. But it should definitely not be a daily or even weekly staple. There are far better choices out there that will give you more nutrients with fewer risks. For example, instead of corn, try zucchini or green beans. Both are low in starch, high in vitamins, and much easier to digest. They can be roasted, sautéed, or added to soups and stews for flavor and texture. Zucchini in particular is a fantastic replacement. It absorbs flavors beautifully and can even be spiralized into noodles for a healthy, senior-friendly pasta substitute. The bottom line is this: corn might look colorful and comforting on your plate, but it's not doing your health any favors in your senior years. By reducing or avoiding it, you'll protect your blood sugar, improve your digestion, and leave more room in your diet for truly powerful, nutrient-rich vegetables. And now, let's move on to the third vegetable seniors should never touch, and this one is going to surprise you even more, because it's often considered healthy, but can quietly trigger pain and problems for older adults. The third vegetable seniors should be careful about is eggplant. Now, this might come as a shock. Eggplant, also known as aubergine, is often praised as a healthy choice. It's used in Mediterranean dishes, curries, and stir-fries, and it looks harmless enough. But here's what most people don't know. For seniors, eggplant can sometimes do more harm than good. First, eggplant belongs to the nightshade family, the same group as potatoes, tomatoes, and peppers. Nightshades contain compounds called alkaloids, specifically one known as solanine. While harmless to many people, solanine can trigger inflammation in some individuals. For seniors dealing with arthritis, joint stiffness, or chronic pain, nightshades like eggplant can make these conditions worse. You might notice more swelling, aching, or stiffness after meals that include eggplant, even if you don't immediately connect the dots. Another issue with eggplant is its effect on digestion. Eggplant skin contains compounds that are tough for some people to break down, leading to bloating, gas, or discomfort. Seniors with slower digestion, reduced stomach acid, or irritable bowel issues may find eggplant particularly irritating. But there's more. Eggplants are also high in oxalates, natural compounds that can interfere with calcium absorption. For most people, this isn't a big deal. But for seniors, who are already at higher risk of osteoporosis and kidney stones, oxalates can be a hidden danger. Consuming too many oxalates may contribute to the formation of kidney stones and reduce bone strength over time. And let's talk about preparation. Eggplant is like a sponge. It absorbs oil like crazy. A small serving of fried or sautéed eggplant can soak up large amounts of unhealthy fat. For seniors trying to maintain a healthy heart, this makes eggplant dishes a trap. What starts out as a vegetable dish quickly turns into a greasy, calorie-dense meal that clogs arteries and raises cholesterol levels. Now, does this mean eggplant is always bad? Not exactly. Eggplant does contain antioxidants, like nazeanin, which is found in the purple skin and has been linked to brain health. But here's the reality: the risks often outweigh the benefits for seniors, especially if you already struggle with arthritis, weak bones, or kidney problems. So what's the alternative? Instead of eggplant, seniors can turn to squash or pumpkin. Both are easy to digest, rich in vitamins A and C, and loaded with antioxidants that protect the immune system and eyesight. Unlike eggplant, squash and pumpkin don't carry the same risk of inflammation or oxalate buildup, making them much safer for aging bodies. Here's a simple tip: if you love eggplant dishes, try swapping in zucchini or butternut squash. They can be roasted, grilled, or baked in similar recipes, giving you the same hearty satisfaction without the hidden downsides. The bottom line is this: while eggplant may seem like a harmless vegetable, for many seniors it can quietly worsen joint pain, stress the kidneys, and add unhealthy fats to the diet. By choosing gentler, nutrient-rich alternatives, you'll reduce inflammation, protect your bones, and keep your meals both delicious and safe. So there you have it, the 3 vegetables seniors should never touch, or at least eat with extreme caution: white potatoes, corn, and eggplant. Each one seems innocent on the surface but carries risks that can make aging harder than it needs to be. But don't worry, it's not just about avoiding foods. Coming up next, we'll shift gears and talk about the exciting part, the 3 vegetables seniors absolutely must eat to strengthen their bodies, sharpen their minds, and extend their lives with more energy and vitality. You won't want to miss this part, because these super vegetables are like nature's own medicine chest. Now that we've uncovered the 3 vegetables seniors should be cautious about, white potatoes, corn, and eggplant, I know what you might be thinking. Wait a second, I've been eating these for years. Does this mean I've been harming myself without even knowing it? First, let me reassure you, don't panic. If you've been eating these vegetables your whole life, you're not alone. Most of us grew up thinking they were healthy choices. In fact, they can be fine in moderation for younger, healthier people. But as we age, our bodies change, and what was once harmless can now put unnecessary stress on your digestion, your blood sugar, your joints, or your kidneys. The good news is this: food is never about guilt or fear. It's about making smarter choices going forward. Think of it this way: every meal is a new opportunity to protect your body, nourish your mind, and improve your quality of life. Even if you've been eating potatoes, corn, or eggplant for years, the moment you swap them out for healthier alternatives, your body will start thanking you almost immediately. And here's the exciting part. While there are vegetables that can quietly drain your energy or worsen health issues, there are also vegetables that act like powerful medicine. These are vegetables that actively work to heal your body, fight inflammation, strengthen bones, protect your heart, sharpen your memory, and even slow down the aging process. Imagine eating a simple, everyday vegetable that lowers your blood pressure naturally. Or one that feeds your brain with antioxidants to fight memory loss. Or one that strengthens your immune system so you can avoid sickness and feel younger for longer. That's what we're about to dive into. But before we reveal the must-eat vegetables, let's remember an important principle: balance. Seniors don't need to eat every superfood in the world, nor do you need to fear every vegetable that isn't perfect. Instead, the goal is to create a diet that's simple, enjoyable, and sustainable. That means choosing vegetables that are easy to find, easy to prepare, and most importantly, easy to digest and absorb in your senior years. So, as we move forward, I want you to keep 2 things in mind. First, don't just focus on avoiding the wrong foods. Focus even more on adding the right ones. Because when your plate is full of nourishing, healing vegetables, you naturally crowd out the less helpful ones. Second, small changes add up. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Simply adding 1 or 2 of these must-eat vegetables into your meals each day can make a dramatic difference in how you feel over the coming weeks and months. Alright, now that we've set the stage, it's time for the part you've been waiting for: the 3 vegetables every senior should eat regularly. These are the vegetables that can transform your health, energize your body, and truly help you age gracefully. Let's start with the very first one, and I promise you'll want to add it to your shopping list immediately. Spinach is one of the most powerful foods for seniors. It strengthens bones, protects eyesight, boosts memory, and lowers blood pressure. Packed with iron, vitamins, and antioxidants, it helps fight fatigue and keeps you active. Whether eaten raw in salads or lightly cooked in meals, spinach is a daily must. Broccoli is another superfood that supports aging bodies. It reduces inflammation, protects the heart, strengthens bones, and keeps the brain sharp. Rich in calcium, vitamin K, and antioxidants, it also lowers the risk of cancer. Steamed, roasted, or added to soups, broccoli is a smart choice for long-term health. Carrots bring color and strength to a senior's diet. Full of beta-carotene, they protect eyesight, improve immunity, and keep the skin healthy. They also support digestion and heart health. Easy to snack on raw, add to salads, or cook in soups, carrots are a simple way to add powerful protection to daily meals. Good health in senior years is not just about choosing the right vegetables, but also about the lifestyle that surrounds them. Eating smaller, balanced meals throughout the day helps with digestion and keeps energy steady. Drinking enough water is just as important, because dehydration can cause weakness, headaches, and kidney stress. Light daily exercise such as walking or stretching keeps the heart strong, the joints flexible, and the mind active. Sleep also plays a big role. Resting well each night allows the body to repair itself and keeps memory sharp. Reducing processed foods, fried snacks, excess salt, and sugar helps the benefits of healthy vegetables work even better. Combining the must-eat vegetables like spinach, broccoli, and carrots with whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats creates a diet that protects the body from illness and slows down the effects of aging. Small steps make a big difference. Adding one healthy habit each week, whether it's an extra glass of water, a 20-minute walk, or a serving of leafy greens, builds up into long-lasting improvements. The goal is not perfection, but steady progress toward a stronger, more energetic, and more independent life.